What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with an 8-game edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Great content that is combining portfolio EV, combining everything over on the tail side. They are two different packages, but they are one in the same because, oh, sensei, we are here to make you money at Odd Chopper. So check out Portfolio EV down below if you haven't already. If you have questions, I've got answers. 7-day free trial going on for that. You can check out that link below, but then also the Tails package. I'll talk about that at the midway portion of this show, but we got 8 games. So yeah, we'll talk about it after 4 games. Friday ended up being a nice bounce back day after Thursday's abomination. I can't really even talk about it. Sunday was good for me in the PGA streets and DFS over at Stochastic, but in the betting streets, basically put all my eggs into the Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to play more than the 24 minutes that the books are projecting basket. He plays 32. He goes crazy on the boards. He does not get to 25 points. I would have set his line at 31.5 if I had known he had been playing 32 minutes. Again, it was absolutely abhorrent that he didn't cash that ticket for us. Threw it over there at Eric Lindquist over on X, as well as threw it in the premium Discord first. So they got the nice CLV that ended up resulting in $0. I'm very mad at Giannis right now. But anyway, it is truly about getting you CLV, about finding the best number and truly being early to the party. Got some leans, likes, some early spots here that I think are interesting that I haven't bet yet, but we got 3 spreads. We've got 3 props that I'm going to talk you through, and then 2 lean likes, things I'm thinking about betting. So it's a pretty clean card as it stands right now. So producer Jacob, hello. Hi. What are you doing? I got to go watch my Timberwolves. Let's get to the picks. Yes, I'm still feeling bullish. We got the Clippers, we got Detroit, and Clippers ended up resting out of the middle of nowhere Kawhi Leonard and Norman Powell. Now, it makes sense. They were only going to play him on one leg of the back-to-back, and they thought, hey, maybe James Harden can go out in a pace-up spot and win a game by himself against Indy, and he played really well in that first half. But they were never remotely close because Miles Turner made everything. Zubats wasn't stepping out to guard him, and I just got really, really mad watching that, but whatever. I'm still mad at Giannis. It's really all my Sunday was. But we got Detroit on the other side. Kate Cunningham just playing ballistically good basketball. They ended up putting up a bazillion points. That game almost hit 300 against Atlanta today. But they're on the back-to-back. So are the Clippers. And it's kind of a tough one to handicap overall. If I knew that we were 100% getting Kawhi and Norman Powell playing in this game, I would have bet this here at the +1. Because I do think with both of them in, you should have the Clippers favored. But I don't know that for sure. We got to wait for an injury report, obviously, on back-to-backs. Teams, they just have to throw stuff out against the wall there early in the morning. It's like 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Anyway, just have an NBA injury report pulled up. I'm always refreshing it throughout the day, trying to get all the information before it maybe gets posted or books react to it. Again, that's what you get from the premium Discord, is me putting in work and then getting CLV and then losing a bet like Giannis. Lean like. I would bet this if I knew. Again, Clippers, even money right now over on FanDuel. That's interesting. But with 3 spreads already on the card, I'm going to pass. Let's get to those after this game, which is also a lean like. Denver -3.5 taking on Indy. Indy on a back-to-back. Denver not. And Denver got blitzkrieged versus Luka Doncic and LeBron James and that Los Angeles Lakers team. They were pretty decent favorites. I think 7.5 is where it closed at. And shout out the GOAT. That being Luka Doncic, who's now playing like a man who has fury right now. He is very upset, and I got to tell you, I think Dallas is really... They're mad now. They're going to be really mad in like 4 or 5 years once they get a center there. LeBron will probably play another year or two because he realizes he only has to play like 30 minutes a game. We'll just have Luka play with the ball in his hands. I can play off ball for the first time in forever. It used to be Anthony Davis in the post until he inevitably, ouch, my knee, going to the locker room crap. But anyway, we got Denver here, and I went through a lot of the pace metrics because I thought the total would be very interesting as far as an under 245.5. I'm landing at 244. So this is actually a stay away in terms of this under, which is rare because normally when you get to these inflated numbers, I'm generally looking at going under. You probably know that from the Memphis side. You get these publicly back. Yes, we know Indy likes to play with pace, but unsustainable shooting here of late. You're getting things on the Denver side where they're playing up in pace, getting Russell Westbrook back defensively, not adding a lot to the table. Offensively, has a pretty good rapport with Jokic, and, well, we've seen that throughout this entire season, but This is basically Denver at the 3.5 number or pass. There are 4s that are everywhere else. Makes me think I want to just grab that low-hanging fruit, which once again sits over at DK this time as opposed to FanDuel. That always freaks me out because FanDuel tends to be the sharper of the 2 books. These are things I'm back testing. But Denver minus 3.5. Oh boy, I can't put it on the card because next game. Now we begin the spread onslaught. Chicago +2 at Philly. Joel Embiid, this knee is just problematic. Plus, at this point in time, this is a lost season. You see how good the Cavs are. You see how good Boston is going up against the Knicks and just destroying their souls every single time that they play. You are not serious people. I guess there's like a break in the middle of that. I didn't quote it very well, but that's neither here nor there. You're here to have me make you money. You want money? I think this should be closer to 4.5, 5. And again, I've reran a number of different iterations. I do not think Joel Embiid, even though he's not on the injury report, is going to play basketball here for now and potentially for the rest of the season with this left knee injury that he was getting looked at here on Sunday. Teams aren't required to report it here in between. I think this evening, maybe after my Timberwolves play, which starts in 30 minutes. So yeah, it's 10 p.m. Eastern. Oh no, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 7 Mountain time, 6 Pacific. There you go. We got ourselves Philly here. I still think it's value because Yabusele, he's been better. He closed over Joel Embiid last game. I think Embiid was hurt, but that's beside the point. We've got ourselves Giddey, White, Ball, Buzelis, and Vooch. And I think overall Buzelis is probably going to be an interesting points prop going forward, but Philly, man, Quentin Grimes is really good at basketball. And I think Dallas is silly. And we know Dallas is silly, but Quentin Grimes just getting... I don't quite understand what's going on. They're starting Kessler Edwards on a day in and day out basis. That could be Quentin Grimes instead, which is such an upgrade. I don't really have words for it. So shout out Philly for finding a piece of value there in the rough. There's always next year. But obviously we want them to win on Monday, and I want Brooklyn to destroy Washington on Monday as well. We got another pair of back-to-backs, lots of back-to-backs that we've got going. Obviously, these 2 teams didn't play each other, so that's useful. But overall, D'Angelo Russell going to be out for a while. Does that really matter to me when Killian Hayes can come in and play better defense and can just be functional and a distributor? No, I thought he looked pretty good in his first start there with Brooklyn. I don't know. Keon Johnson, Zaire Williams looked all right. And then Cam Johnson, even though he's not knocking down threes, his 3-point lines, by the way, have been sitting at 3.5. I'm waiting for these props to show up because I think we're going to be on the under. I think we're going to be on the under tomorrow, but I don't want to just throw that out into the world and not back it up. So pretend like I didn't say anything. We got Washington on the other side. Yeah, I bet Marcus Smart doesn't play. I bet Alex Sarr, who came off the bench today, doesn't play. Chris Middleton, injury management. I don't know. It feels like they just want to be very cautious with these guys. Malcolm Brogdon, lots of ways where Washington isn't at full strength here on the back-to-back, even though Middleton didn't play on Sunday. Malcolm Brogdon didn't play on Sunday. It's just what it is. Yeah, 2 teams on back-to-backs. I'll take the slow-paced one that I think is better and has more pieces, which is insane to say when Middleton and Smart and Brogdon are actually functional NBA players, but again, I think 2 of the 3 more likely to sit. So as you run multiple iterations of the game, if all 3 are in, I wish I would stay out. But yeah, Sarr potentially being out as well. This is useful. It could be a thinner than normal Washington team. Starting Champagnie again. We're starting Champagnie again. Shout out Justin Champagnie. That is brother. San Antonio. That's his brother. We're brothers, though. Eric Lindquist, Eitan Shander, Lindy and Friends Discord, Shake and Bake, baby. Dear 6 pound, 8 ounce baby Jesus laying in your crib. I want to say grace, say thank you to Taco Bell, KFC sponsors. Producer Jacob is beside himself. He has no idea what's going on, but he's probably never seen Talladega Nights, so that's what it is. Lucky Charms underneath the car. Yeah. Ricky, I was hot when I said that. Don't mind me. Hit the next slide. We got ourselves first week of first month of that Discord. Lindy50. Yeah, you put that promo code in down below. $10 to come hang out with us for a week. $25 for your first month. Less than $1 a day to not just get my analysis, but Eitan Shander, who's throwing out really good parlays, who's in the college streets a lot more than me, although I was up over 4 units in college basketball over the course of the All-Star break. No big deal. Just saying, might be mining back into those streets here as we get closer to the NCAA tournament. I will be in New York for the Big East basketball tournament, which I'm very excited about as well. So get your popcorn ready if you're in New York at Madison Square Garden. Would love to see you. Hit me up. But anyway, Lindy 50 down at the link below. That was a lot of information really quickly. 4 more games. Let's get to it. I'm out of my mind. Don't mind me. Miami at Atlanta here at Hot Atlanta. They put up a lot of points and lost against Detroit because Cade Cunningham is the truth. He is very, 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 very good at basketball. But Miami, they're on a back-to-back too. Atlanta on a back-to-back as well. Again, why does the NBA schedule suck so much this year? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because I feel like there's, a lot more teams in the NBA. A lot more teams in the NBA that they shouldn't have to play on a back. There's 30 teams. You have 15 potential games on any given day. And yet, out of the 8 that we're breaking down, I feel like we're saying back to back, back to back, back. Why are you doing this to us right after the All-Star break? You suck at your jobs. And now some of you are going to go, oh, you suck at your job. No, I'm very good at it. But Miami, -1 here going up against Atlanta. And Okongwu, a lot of people on his rebound props. He ended up having himself a nice little day from a fantasy perspective, I will say that. But overall, this is just props galore. Like, I think props just need to be identified here in the next 3 games very, very quickly. Tyler Hero is out of control in terms of potential assists. His potential assists over the course of the last month since Jimmy Butler is basically, he's been on a hiatus for a lot longer than that because he's getting suspended for bad behavior. And you know what bad behavior gets you? $50 million a year from Golden State. So, way to really show the people character matters, Golden State. Tyler Hero, 10+ assists. Looking at a ladder potentially, I'll just go to the double-double / assist ladder. That is something I'm very interested in here, but I want to have Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware in there for pick and roll partners. I need them in there on this back-to-back, and considering they lost, I don't think that there's any reason that they wouldn't play here, but I'm a little bit cautious about it. Plus, need to see the opening numbers because I think books are starting to react to what I'm looking at, which is Tyler Hero against teams like Atlanta, where the pace is up. Oh, darling, give him more possessions. He is going to do everything for this basketball team going forward. So Minnesota, OKC are starting in 25 minutes. They're playing in Minnesota, and then they're getting on flights and going south, and now just playing another back-to-back against each other in OKC. Meatloaf. Fuck. Isaiah Hartenstein. Chet Holmgren's not going to play on a back-to-back. He's in Minneapolis playing his team, doing his thing, living the life, feeling the flow, doing a bull dance. Next game. Hey, this is fun. Portland -1 at Utah. Gotta say, this one I'm actually excited about, and it is KJ Martin. Oh, hang on. I jump up here. That's okay. Hello, little girl. This is Nelly. Oh, thank you, Nelly. Thank you. Anyway, we got a dog now. KJ Martin. You telling me Nelly isn't going to get KJ Martin 15? I think KJ Martin's going to get 15. There's going to be no Walker Kessler. There's going to be no Lauri Markkanen. There's going to be no problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever in just firing up anything and everything that has to do with KJ Martin if he starts in this game. And 15+ should be getting you plus money here when you listen to me. Now, Kyle Filipowski, I expect to be starting here as well. Lots of pieces that should be out on the Jazz side because, again, back-to-backs are things. And, well, they've just been injury management on a lot of their guys. But Portland here, Portland's been playing pretty decent basketball. We know that. But KJ Martin, Utah, I think we're getting some interesting spots. Sensabaugh started today. I mean, what are we actually doing, Utah? What are we actually doing? KJ Martin's going to smash. And the last game of the night, we got ourselves Charlotte at Sacramento. I got to tell you, this one is my favorite play of the entire day. And Sacramento, no doubt about it. Zach LaVine, is he an upgrade for what they are trying to achieve? Floor spacing, giving DeMar DeRozan some options. And DeMar DeRozan's been playing out of his mind for what it's worth. There is that. But don't forget, Charlotte, they've been playing some very bipolar basketball. What do I mean by that? Well, either the threes are going down in an earlier down. Just screwed up my whole bit. Whatever. The whole point is that Charlotte here at +10.5. This is an overcorrection in the marketplace to what just happened against Portland. But don't forget, they just played the Lakers in LA on Wednesday after the break. Beat them straight up Teddy KGB, rounders for the real ones. But I look at Sacramento on the other side. They should never be hanging up 10.5 to like just about anyone. Should they maybe hang 10.5 up to Washington? Yes. We actually backed them at nearly 15 points earlier in the season against the putrid Washington squad. But I think with LaMelo Ball and Mark Williams both playing here, with no risk of it being a back-to-back, with no risk of them sitting here in this spot, I think you have to be invested now, because I don't see this line changing to 11.5. Now, there's some lean likes I threw out. LAC and Detroit, Denver at Indy. I think both of those, I think the Clippers and I think Denver are very interesting, but I'm parking it because I think that line is going to be moving that way. I think most people are going to recognize what I do, and this line should be closer to 7.5 or 8. And that has me locking the Charlotte Hornets. It is the most disturbing lock of the entire NBA season. I don't think it's remotely close, but math wins. Over any long sample size, math wins. And so does Nelly in her debut. We're going to win a lock, right? That's not a very confident face. And that does it for another edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I'm going to put her down here and try to be professional. Anyway, we got ourselves tails. You got Eitan and myself. I'm firing up bets on the daily there. It's been a really good NBA season. Again, not as profitable as what I would want it to be because, well, we were up over 60 units this time last season, just over 22 units right now this season in the NBA Discord. I brought Eitan on, and plus we know MLB coming off of last year's absolute evisceration in 1 month. You're going to want to be in there. Plus, I think spring training, considering I've just gone to the last couple of days here in Arizona, probably going to want to be jumping in on some spring training bets sooner rather than later as I'm getting some pitch metrics. Plus, got Savant really posting more information than normal. Santi Alcantara hitting 99 on the gun. Oh, it is MLB time, baby. March is just about here. And then, of course, March Madness, which everybody becomes a college basketball expert. Did I mention I'm up 4 units over the last week in college? You don't care. Producer Jacob, thank you so much. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Monday.